What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I really didn't explain why I'm majoring in VR at all, and I feel like maybe I should because I built a VR lab in my basement, and that was kind of important, I guess, to what made me decide to ditch film and go straight into VR. So I'm actually going to show the room, explain how I did it. I mean, I had the help of my father, and there's other things involved besides just me. My sister helped, but I just want to explain how it works, what's different about the play area that I've constructed versus others, and who I've talked to online, and also introducing a new segment where me and Kevin play through all sorts of horror games in VR. So basically, this is the computer. I don't actually know what type of computer it is, I know that it runs on an Intel Core R. I believe it's an i7 700K CPU, but I don't even know what that means. All I do know is that it has 16 gigs of random accessible memory, or RAM, and that's twice as much as my MacBook, which runs super freaking fast. So that's pretty much everything about the computer that I could tell you. I'm sure if my dad was in here, he'd tell you more. I mean, I'm a little bit of a mess with the stuff. My dad and I had to fix it recently, and we didn't really put it back and organize it as well as we had it before, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of disorganized chaos. I mean, the computer still looks attractive. I wanted to explain the setup that we constructed. Basically, we wanted to build a system that you could use the Oculus. And if you've seen other videos of people playing with VR, HTC Vive, or Oculus, you've noticed that the cord is dangling behind their legs. And that's actually, I wasn't interested in VR at first because I was like, well, that's stupid. I mean, develop a wireless headset, or like, why would I want that cord wrapped around my leg all the time? So my father and I we designed a system that keeps the cord and all of the hardware above your head and away from your feet. We also constructed a huge play area. So I'm gonna go with, just by like a random memory, I think this room is 11 by 18. Yeah, 11 by 18, which is honestly, you guys are, I would say is impressive, especially since like what we had to do to really make this work. And it was a shitload of work to get this done. I mean, if you can see here, the way that my father and I figured out how to get the Oculus working in such a big room, you're gonna have to really look at our design. And we took old rock climbing gear that's really cheap on Amazon. And what we did was we created originally a 4-point harness room system, right? So I'm just gonna pan around, and you can see the harness connections, and you can see the hardware up there. And see, there is the last corner of our hardware system. We just decided not only do we not need that, but it would expand the play area past the computer, and that just wasn't practical. So we found out that we really only needed 3 connections to do it. So let's take a closer look at one of the setups. So down here we have our anchor point, which is basically the like where this wire stops. And if you follow that up, and I remember when I had to screw these into the wall, it was kind of a pain to get it done. But this is a 50-pound balancer, and this automatically like retracts, pulls into itself. So it's a constant 50 pounds. So throughout the entire room, there's 150 pounds of supporting force spread across the ceiling. And I don't really know the physics of that yet, but I'll talk to my physics teacher and ask. And we were able to take the cords from the camera system by extensions, because they are HDMI, and we were able to put a 4-camera system. So we have cameras on every single one of our touch points. So that's 3 cameras in total, but we have a 4th one right there. So a 4-camera system in the biggest play area that anyone I've talked to on Oculus has heard of. Let's take a look at what I did to the Oculus, well, what me and my father did to the Oculus to really make the experience as immersive as possible without having to worry about, hey, this is virtual, it's not really feeling right. We try to make it feel as natural as possible. Right now, I believe I've got a few designs. These are just concepts. I want to design a hand finger glove. So you can see each one of your fingers move in VR. So let's take a look at how I have the system set up, how it connects to the computer itself, and how I managed to get how my father and I managed to get almost 0 cords away from your feet when you're playing. Let's start with the headset. Now, what I love about the Oculus headset is built-in headphones. Oh my god. Okay. What I love about the Oculus is built-in headphones. So that's awesome because you're not having these bulky things. Like the HTC Vive, you can put in your own headphones, and you can do earbuds if you want, but that's not really immersive or practical at all. Neither is putting on a giant pair of Beats stereo. I mean, that's also weird. So I love the Oculus for built-in headphones. Definitely, if you're trying to decide which one's better, I'd go with the Oculus just because it just is. And I love that you can, if someone sweats in these, you can just interchange the visor with something else. And what I'm mostly proud about is this is my father's design, actually. That's just a sticker because we love Fallout. But my father designed these gloves to put on. Hold on, let me grab the left ones. So my father designed a pair of gloves for the Oculus controller. So you just slip these on, and normally you'd have the cord wrapped around your wrist, but instead you wear these gloves. Now, if you're playing like a game like Frisbee, or you're playing Super Hot and you need to throw something, the easiest thing you can really do here is you can be holding and you can just let go of the controller. And it feels like you're actually letting go of something in your hand, which, is why if you have seen any gameplay, you've noticed when people throw things, it's not exactly natural looking at all. So that's one thing that we kind of managed to fix. So now let's take a look at how the headset system really works and how it's honestly weightless. All right, this headset, it can hang freely, right? But it doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't have to. It sits on your head. And the cord, we have connection points that go into anchors. Hold on. Sorry. We have connection points right here that go into ceiling anchors, right? And you can see those. And that leads back to the central hub that connects it to the computer and all the other cameras. Those meet there. And that's Gorilla Glued up to the ceiling because we don't want anyone swiping that. Tall people are dangerous in this room. But my family are all dwarves, so it doesn't really matter. Kevin has fucked it up once, and that's just, because he's a giant. Anyway, back to what I was talking about before. That's the headset system. That's how we get it off the ground. And you can move anywhere in this room without even noticing a pull on your head because of the system that my father designed and then I ended up building. So, with that, I honestly am trying to think, what else can I cover in this room? I think I got everything. We can get pretty much any game that you guys would want to see us play. So, if there's a game you want to see me and Kevin play on the Oculus Rift, please comment. And also, remember to like and subscribe because the Stillwater sellouts are taking off.